originated. You can take your Saturday night races out here, which are just fantastic, and but we just wanted to really be able to point out to people that this is how it started.
This is a 1937 Ford. It's got a 53 Mercury engine. I got it from Atkinson, Nebraska. I got it quite a few years ago. We left it all original. We just sandblasted the body, painted it, primed it, and that's all we did to it. The names on the sides would be of the Holman people that would have sponsored stock cars in the 50s, like Mel's Garage. Mel built a lot of the engines. Fred Burroughs had the mobile gas station. My dad, Walls Inn, had the tavern.
The car's it's a homemade chassis with a 1928 Ford body. It was built in 1961 somewhere around Cannon Falls, Minnesota, and it was never raced. And it sat in the farm field for 35 years.
And this car is a 1957 Chevrolet replica race car. It's a late model chassis with an ASA 350 motor in it, built by Jim Sauter. The car was built by Jim, and the motor is one that Johnny Sauter had in his ASA car a couple years ago.
My father was the one who drove it. It won 2 championships, several mid-season championships and track championships. The car originally, when he was done with it, it was pretty rough shape. It had been rolled over and bent in about 1 million pieces.
Well, the car was the track champion for 26 years, held the track record in Elko, Minnesota by the Stang brothers, David and Dick. Dick and Dave did run this car here in LaCrosse a few times, I know that, and also down at the Dells.
This might be the most unique car ever to race at the Fairgrounds Speedway. It's called the Chicken Coupe. Owner Mike Wall tooled it around the Speedway recently. Lyle Naberfeld raced the car from 1968 to 1972. Why was it called the Chicken Coupe?
Probably the most unique thing about this car was they always carried a live chicken in the car. And they always carried a rooster, and its name was Rojo. And they thought that the car so much looked like a chicken coop because it was white, so they put chicken wire in the 3 back windows, and they had Rojo in there for 3 seasons. And he would go to the different tracks. They had a little piece of twine they'd put around his foot.
Yep, a live chicken. Don't think Pete'd let you get away with that today. Naberfeld's daughter painted the numbers on the car when she was little. An up-close look a couple of weeks ago brought back memories.
Lyle Naberfeld's daughter is here today. Her name is Sherry. She lettered this car when she was just, probably she said she figured she was about 4 feet tall because she would have to stand on the side of the Nerf bar to reach up to letter one side. Then she made a paper pattern and she lettered the other side.
On next week's Speed Trap, we'll look back at cars driven at West Salem by drivers who went on to race on the national scene. Brian Eckern, News Channel 8 Sports. Dick Trickle is probably the most famous driver to ever race regularly at the Fairgrounds Speedway, and this is the car he drove, the purple 99 car.
It's one of the cars that Dick had a lot of feature wins. It won 57 features, and that was in probably 75 to 78 areas. And he had the record in feature wins out here at LaCrosse till Kevin Noodleman passed it this year now. But in those days, of course, Dick ran about 5 nights a week, so the car got a lot of exercise and ran good. This was a time when Dick Trickle was real proud of. He's autographed the dash on the car saying that he won the 57 races with the car.
One of Trickle's arch rivals back then was Marv Marzofka in this yellow 91 car. A driver from his hometown has put it back together.
This actual car is from 1979. He built it for the 78 and 79 and 1980 season. The car in 1978, and he was the only driver to do it, to win 4 track championships, Golden Sands, Wausau, the Dells, and here at LaCrosse. This brings back a lot of memories, like I say, because he's from our hometown in Nakusa, and just to watch him race and to know him, and he helped me get into racing too, so it's really special for us to put it together.
Next week, we'll look at some sons who restored their father's old race cars. Brian Eckert, News Channel 8 Sports.
I can remember him leave the house with the car. I never got to see the car race, only in movies. So my older brothers did, and it was a joint effort on all of us. I've got 3 other brothers. We all pitched in together and got it done for him, and it turned out pretty good. He's pretty happy. I was in tears when I got to see him take it out on the track.
That's my father. Yeah. Yeah. Basically, I did it, for him, whatever, kind of appreciation for him getting me into racing, whatnot.
Did you watch?
Yeah.
What memories does this bring back?
I can remember it quite a bit. It was brings back a lot of memories. Like I said, it hasn't ran much on a track yet. This will be the first real time in a race, so that brings back a lot of memories when I was young.
Making memories, that's what racing can do. Memories between fathers and sons, like you just heard. Memories of childhood. Chris Loberg worked on this car when he was 10. Now, he owns it.
Yeah, and it was just a riot. It was just one of the most happy times of my life was working on this car. And then I end up with it in my garage. I have to pinch myself every time I walk out in the garage and see this thing.
Cars like Dick Trickle's Purple 99 bring back memories even for today's drivers. Kevin Noodleman recently passed Trickle for all-time wins at the Speedway.
I always got a group of kids together. We came down. We hardly ever missed a race, but Rick Summers, Marv Marzofka, Jim Sauter, Dick Trickle especially, and they really put on a good show then too, but it was really neat to see all these cars back in town.
Brian Eckert, News Channel 8 Sports. Last night's NASCAR feature is one of the best in years. 6 laps in, Mike Belling puts the pass on Kevin Noodleman to take the lead. This one goes green all the way.
Appreciate their efforts here. Kids are having a great time out here. Here comes one rolling over by my foot. It's got a one. Was that the one that was under my foot?
I don't know.
It's worth to you
$487.
$487, Patrick. What are you going to buy with all that money? A race car? No. Okay, Patrick, the proud winner of $487.
You have the penny?
Right here. All right. Started rig on, but looks the field over. And nose to tail out of turn 4. There's the green flag. Hey, we are classic car racing. Hey, days of old right here. Brings back memories of days gone by here at the Speedway. And these guys put a little demonstration on. They're going to get those racing tires warmed up a little bit here for you. We certainly appreciate these guys bringing those cars that are on here. So we can get a good look at them one more time. Car number 15 in the lead is a late model Camaro. Chris Lobert owns that car from Menominee, Wisconsin. He worked on this car as a child, 10 years old. He found it sitting in a barn in Iowa after almost 25 years. And he's put that 15 car back together and brought it out here for us to see it. And again, your race leader, that 81 car, held the track record at Elko, Minnesota for 26 years. Owned by Mike Stein from Lakeville, Minnesota. That 81 car. That car was originally driven by Dick Stang. As the white flag flies, we got 3/4 of a lap to go. We got the 15 car on the high side, the 81 on the low side. As they come out of turn 4, side by side. Oh, down to the checkered flag. Just like the days of old. Side by side racing. Nothing's changed here at LaCrosse Fairgrounds Speedway. As the rest of the field filters by, what a treat. Years going by.
How about nostalgia? How about that, Chuck? Was that nostalgia?
Almost sends the shiver up your spine over there.
Yeah. Days of yesteryear. The reunion was here today.
To Minnesota. Let's hear it for Mike Stein. All right, Mike.
This has got to be a great feeling for him right there.